Welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. Now, I want to talk about something here. Of course, we know very well that William Samoei Ruto together with Uhuru Kenyatta had a meeting. That one everybody knows. And the outcome of the meeting is also known, is also being seen just days after the meeting. Now, people are being brought into the government. People like Mutahi Kagwe is coming in. People like Lee Kinyanjui is coming. Mostly, the Kikuyus are coming in to join William Samoei Ruto's government. Now, the big question that people have been asking is that why is it that all of a sudden William Samoei Ruto is bringing in Kikuyus, yet he knew or he knows very well, or he had people, the Kikuyus, saying very well that they don't want to involve themselves in his government, the government that does not listen to Kenya or does not listen to Kenyans' needs, only listens to what they want and does what they want without knowing what Kenyans or citizens of the country wants. That is what I want us to talk about. And I want us to start by looking at it in this angle. Now, during the time of the broad-based government, when this issue came up, whereby now we had Raila Odinga shaking hands with William Samoei Ruto after the Gen Z's demonstration, which also brought a lot of problems and a lot of trouble, because people were arguing that why is it that Raila Odinga was silent, and then after the Gen Z's demonstration is taking advantage of that by taking his experts, the so-called experts, to join William Samoei Ruto's government. Now, these people were waited for the Gen Zs to go on the street. The Gen Zs fought. The Gen Zs died. And then they're joining the government of William Samoei Ruto using the blood of the... It's like now they sacrifice... It's like, okay, according to some people who are looking at it, that they sacrificed the Gen Zs so that they could join the government, so that they could get into the government that they were condemning. Remember, the broad-based government issue, before that, people like John Badi were accusing the government. People like Opiyo Wandayi were accusing the government. And then when they entered into the government, after the cabinet reshuffled, they started talking positively about the government. Even Alias and Joho went to the point of saying that there is no one who is lying, who is a liar, a great liar like William Samoei Ruto. Of course, we all know that. Now, I want us to look at it from the point now of the meeting between Uhuru Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto, and how is it going to affect, or how it might affect the ODM. Now, I think during the time that the meeting between Raila Odinga and William Ruto, I don't know what they discussed, but one thing I know for sure is that there were some conditions. There must be some conditions that were in place that Raila Odinga gave William Ruto. That, of course, I'm the only person who can help you. Of course, we know very well that Raila is the only person who have been rescuing the president. Remember, during the time of Moi, using the handshake. So that one also tells us the effects of the handshake. During the time of Uhuru Kenyatta, the Moi, during the time of Kibaki, the Nusumkate during the time of Uhuru Kenyatta, and now during the time of William Samoei Ruto. Now, he normally chips in, and then when he comes in, he benefits from the government. So, sometimes we argue and we ask ourselves that is it that Raila Odinga is the person that doesn't want to become the president, or what? Because you find that he fights so hard. He fights so hard, and then up to a point that now we know that this guy is taking this. And then all of a sudden he comes and becomes reluctant. If it is stealing votes, then I think Raila Odinga can also be in a position of stealing votes. There is no need of every now and then telling us that, oh, nimeibiwa kura zimeibiwa, you're going to court, all of a sudden unabeba evidence na lori mzima, and then all the evidences inakuwa unasikia wanasema kama they are hot air. I think that is what Martha Koome said, that all the evidences are hot air. So is it right? Is it really true that Raila Odinga is the one that does not normally want to become the president? Because he knows very well, he has been in all these governments, and he knows very well that I can survive even without being the president. I can be in the government without even being the president. I think that scenario, that is what is making Raila Odinga sometimes become reluctant from not joining the government, from not becoming the president. Because at the end of the day, I know very well that if Raila really wanted to become the president, he could have been the president long time ago. Everybody knows that. We all know that if Raila Odinga wanted to become the president, he could have been long time ago. Now, I want us to look at this thing this way. After the meeting between Raila Odinga and William Ruto, there was a broad-based government. The experts were brought in. 4 of them, in fact 5, including the Attorney General. All of them were brought in. After that, there were some issues. And as I've told you, I don't know what they agreed, what the agreement between Raila Odinga and William Ruto was. Maybe Raila Odinga told William Ruto that I'm the only person who can help you survive this government. Now, for you to do this, there's conditions. Condition number 1, I have to bring my people into the government. Condition number 2, I also have to bring 50% of the PSS. So I have to play a bigger role, a major. I also have to play a role. It's a 50-50 thing. That you play your part, I play my part, and then you rule smoothly without any disturbance. And maybe I was thinking that the meeting between Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto sat down and figured out that if I continuing with this treatment from Raila Odinga, then I think I'm going to miss a lot. So he decided to go and look for Uhuru Kenyatta. Of course, we know that Azimio la Umoja, the person that is in charge of Azimio la Umoja is Uhuru Kenyatta, and Raila Odinga was there. Was also they were working together. So being that Raila Odinga is going to AU, Kalonzo Musyoka is remaining as the Azimio la Umoja coalition alliance, who is going to become the presidential candidate. I don't know whether he's going to use the Azimio, but I think so. And still we have got Uhuru Kenyatta So William Ruto figured out that let me look for Uhuru Kenyatta. At least he can help, he can give me ideas. But now the president, being that the president is there, the former president said that, okay, I don't have any problem with you. You just come, we have a meeting. So after the meeting, all these things are happening. I remember there was a time that I was having an interview here with one of my guests, that is Professor Fred Ogula, and he mentioned something that inside that one meeting, there were a lot of meetings. In that one meeting between Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, there were several meetings within that one meeting. So we were only shown what we are supposed to know, what we are supposed to know. But now what we are not supposed to know, we are seeing. Are you seeing? No, so okay, what we are supposed to read was written, but now what our work is only to see is what we are seeing. Mutahi Kagwe being in the government, now the Kikuyus joining William Ruto. Now my point is this, that it is going to reach a point that ODM is going to feel like they have been betrayed by William Ruto, because if at all maybe there was a serious agreement between Raila Odinga and William Ruto, and then all of a sudden William Ruto changes his mind and looks for Uhuru Kenyatta and brings in Uhuru Kenyatta's people into the government, then Raila Odinga will feel like he has been betrayed. And that will also is going to make the people of ODM go back to the drawing board and strategize, ask themselves that we joined this man. The agreement within Raila Odinga and William Ruto was what was the agreement? Okay, the agreement was based on what? That is it. Okay, they had an agreement, yes, but the agreement was based on what? If at all maybe there was nothing that the agreement was based on, then the losers will be ODM. So it will force them now to go back to the drawing board and figure out how they can compose themselves to find a way of running for the presidency coming 2027. And that one also will bring a lot of confusion within ODM. Are you seeing? That one is going to bring a lot of confusion in ODM. But I really don't know how they're going to. I don't know how they're going to manage this. I don't know how they're going to maneuver through this, because Babu Owino is also working on how he can form his political party within Ndindi Nyoro. Kalonzo Musyoka is also being supported by Gachagua. Now look at the people that are remaining in ODM. I want to look at people like Junet Mohammed, people like Millicent, people like Millicent Odhiambo. People like Gladys Wanga. Gladys Wanga is the chairman of ODM. What does she do? Like seriously, I've not even heard her talking like the chairman of ODM. I've not heard her of recent. Edwin Sifuna is silent. Of course, we know that the Senate is on recess, but that doesn't mean that ODM should be silent. Now, the silence of ODM leader, of ODM official, people like Sifuna is one thing. And we need to know, people need to know what is their strategy. It is not that we are ODM people, but we also need to know what are they planning. You know, these are the things that are making ODM lose focus. Because they get themselves, they involve themselves into things that cannot add value themselves into their lives, and then at the end of the day, they come to realize that they have been heartbroken. Like a man who has been depending on a lady, maybe thinking that he's dating a lady, and then at the end of the day, when they're approaching marriage, you realize that dating, now they're approaching now the courtship and marriage, realize that the lady is telling you that we cannot do it, we cannot do it anymore. That is a heartbreak. So these are the things that I think ODM should come out clearly and address. That our agreement was this with the Uhuru Kenyatta, with the William Ruto, and then now he went and looked for Uhuru Kenyatta. So we are no longer playing part in it. So we are strategizing on how we can work. After all, guys, that is just my thought. I also want to know what you think in the comment section concerning this issue of ODM going silent, or ODM officials going silent, and yet this is the moment that they are needed to speak the most. Until we meet again, I've been your host, Boniface Owino. Bye-bye.